Oh, big left. Ricky goes down. And he's covering up. And Song is on top trying to get the finish. And Ricky's spinning. Ricky gets up. He goes down again. He rolls again, and that's it. Herb Dean is going to stop it. And Ricky grabs onto Herb Dean's leg, and that's going to do it, man.
Broadcasting live from an undisclosed location. This is The Community MMA with your host, Chris Cross.
What up? It's your boy Chris Cross checking in. This is The Community MMA, and that's right, a great night of fighting last night. Not your traditional big-time card that you would expect on a fight night. It's a co-main event from last week. I moved to the main event last night. Song Yadong versus Ricky Simone, and we were dead wrong on last night's prediction. But before we even dive into last night, I wake up this morning, I check the phone, and the view count went way up. And I checked the videos, and of course, Khamzat Chimaev is trending. Usually, anytime our views go way up, it's because of Khamzat. Something happened. So I go right to Google, I see what's going on, and Khamzat has a partnership with a cryptocurrency, Kaizan, is how I would say it. I'm sure it's said differently, but it's C-A-I-Z-A-N. An Islamic cryptocurrency. And then I go to the symbol, the ticker, right, for the stock, and it's already doubled. And people are blasting Khamzat today because they're more interested in knowing what his next fight is. And I'm sure Khamzat is interested in knowing what his next fight is. But the bottom line is, the guy had one fight in the last year. He's not making much money from the UFC, right? You don't make money not to fight. You set up like a 5-6 fight contract, anywhere from 3 to 8 fights, really. And when you fight, you get paid. You win, you double your pay. But if you don't fight, you don't get paid. So Khamzat has not really made much money over the last 3 or 4 years. Despite being as good as he is, he's made no money. And you got the Paulo Costa thing being talked about, and then Costa came out and wanted to fight Jan Blachowicz. That fell through. So it's like, what, Khamzat is now like the guy you settle for? Well, if I can't get Jan, I guess I'll fight Khamzat. So Khamzat's got to be going crazy. He needs to do something to make money, and we shouldn't be getting on him for being, the brand ambassador or the face of this new cryptocurrency. He needs to make money. He's got to get deals done. He's got to supplement his income because the guy's continuously training. That costs money. He's got a lot of expenses going out the door to train, and he's making no money in the octagon. And it's not like you or me like it this way. We all want to see him fight. But also Khamzat wants to fight. Please believe it. But yeah, so Khamzat's getting deep into cryptocurrency. Hopefully he's going to fight Paulo Costa. That's all we got to look forward to now. And that's not even till October. And as I said before, once he beats Paulo Costa, he'll still be 5th or 6th in the division. It'll be the same thing as in the welterweight division. So maybe it is time for him to go up to the light heavyweight division. Maybe that's the best road. You got Jamal Hill as the champ. Khamzat can get in there and do it. I mean, it doesn't matter to me what division it is. I think he wins the title in the welterweight, middleweight, or light heavyweight. It just, if you're Khamzat, you don't know whether to lose weight, gain weight, stay at middleweight. You don't know what to do because there's no fights being set up. And I get the visa thing, but at the same time, the guy's got to fight. He just has to fight. And it does him no good to be sitting around waiting and waiting and waiting. So that's breaking news this morning, and I'm sure there'll be more news on Khamzat throughout the week as there is every week, because that's the biggest trending fighter right now, bar none. It's not even close. Khamzat gets more views than almost all other fighters combined, even when they're fighting, and Khamzat's not. That's just the way it goes. So last night, rough night for us on the predictions, as you'll see in a minute. But, Song Yadong versus Ricky Simon, co-main event the previous week. It's bumped to last night. That's the main event now. And we already had the pick in. And our pick went sideways real quick. Song is like a wall, man. Even when Ricky comes forward, he doesn't go back. And as soon as Ricky stops punching, Song just continues pressing forward again. Oh, big left! Ricky goes down. And he's covering up. And Song is on top trying to get the finish. And Ricky's spinning. Ricky gets up. He goes down again. He rolls again, and that's it. Herb Dean is going to stop it. And Ricky grabs onto Herb Dean's leg, and that's going to do it, man. And Ricky being helped back to his feet. Man, and that happened fast. Dang, man. Second losing night of the year. That's it. 5-6 on a night. And I already know, I told you so. That's what people are going to be saying. I'll have my excuses ready tomorrow. But Song Yadong, 5th round finish, man. Yeah, so no excuses today. The bottom line is Song Yadong looked good. Uriah Faber, in the interview after the fact, talking about his commitment and how good Ricky Simone is and how tough of a fight they knew that would be. And you think about it, it went into the 5th round. It took to the 5th round for this fight to get finished. And Song was easily winning regardless. I mean, he was up 105-60 in significant strikes at the time of the stoppage. Just complete domination. The control time was non-existent. Head strikes were close, 55-48. Total strikes, 110-64. And, that's how it went down in the main event. So we fought a 10-4 in the main event. Still respectable, but rough night overall for the predictions. In the co-main event, Kyle Barajo, we got that one. Got the submission victory over McCall, Alexichuk. And then just a great fight in fight 3 between Rodolfo Vieira and Cody Brundage. Cody was nearly, at several times, nearly finished the fight over Vieira until Vieira just completely flipped the script. But now the problem is he's giving up his back. And now Rodolfo will bring him right back to it. Oh, man, he got caught here. Oh, it's tightening. Cody's in trouble and he taps. Dang, man. Rodolfo Vieira, who shouldn't have won this fight, comes through with the submission. Man, he's happy. And this is a big win for Vieira because he's facing a high-level striker that was beating him 19-2 in significant strikes. And Cody is upset, man. He can't believe it. Yeah, so Cody had the fight won in round 1. Looked good in round 2. And then out of nowhere, you land some big shots on a Brazilian. He goes down, and then you want to jump on top. That didn't go well. Then in the second round, kind of the same thing. It goes back to the ground. And that's not where you want to be with a Brazilian of that stature. So back-to-back fights, the Brazilians come through with big submissions, even though they were getting beat on the feet. And then in fight 4, you had a big one between Julian Juicy J. Arosa taking on Fernando Padilla, the newcomer. And Padilla shocked everybody. So this fight goes down in the featherweight division. Arosa 28-11, Padilla 14 and 4 coming in. And we'll keep track of the stats if we need to. But Padilla making his UFC debut. And we certainly need Arosa, a.k.a. Juicy J, to come in here and get this victory pretty quickly. That's what I need to happen right here. First 12 seconds gone. And a couple of leg kicks here by Padilla. He looks like a slow-paced fighter, at least so far. Kind of calculated. And, I'm not a professional MMA fighter, right? But if I was, and I was confident in my abilities, and you got a guy coming in like Padilla, I'm jumping on his behind the first 20 seconds. It's a UFC setting. He's not used to being there. And we've already seen 3 fighters making their debut win tonight. So it's one of those nights. But Juicy J looking to get this thing started slow. He's in no rush. As he pushes back Padilla with the jab, first minute gone. Ooh, and a big left-right combination, and now Arosa takes one. So Arosa opening up with a nice combination. He takes a right hand. And it's an interesting division, the featherweight division, because you usually got tall, lanky guys, but they still got power, right? They're 10 pounds below lightweight. Probably the best division in the UFC. And look at Padilla. Arosa's in trouble. Oh, no. Oh, my goodness. Arosa's about done, and Tyone stops it. Yeah, and Arosa puts his hands up. That was a weird stoppage, but he definitely took some big shots and was in trouble. So, nonetheless, Chris Tyone's going to stop the fight, and it's the opposite of what you would expect. Fernando Padilla walks in and gets the quick finish. Yeah, so making his UFC debut, 4 fighters last night making their debut, come in and beat UFC veterans. At least in most cases, they're veterans. Maybe not Stephanie Yeager, but, all the other ones were veterans, and these newcomers come in and just dominate UFC fighters. Two of the 4 we predicted, but the other 2 we did not. You kind of figure you're gonna get 2 out of 4 of those, and we did. But the rest of the night was rough in and of itself. As we take a look now, UFC Vegas 72 last night. So we begin the night 2-0 with Jamie Lynn Hort and Marcus McGee coming in, making debuts. We picked those, oddly enough. Then after that, we were in trouble. Stephanie Yeager went down. Charles Johnson went down. Martin Buday got the victory. Then you get into the main event. Josh Quinlan goes down. Waldo Cortez Acosta goes down. Julian Juicy J. Arosa goes down. And suddenly we're 1-5 in the previous 6 fights. And then we get Vieira and Barajo. So we're back to 5-5. And then Ricky Simone fell. So the only thing that's wrong there is that we're 10-4 in the main event, 5-6 last night, only the second losing night of the year, and we're 106, 61-3 overall. So that's kind of where it stands right now. We've had a lot of good nights, back-to-back pay-per-view events where we went 11-3. That's 22-6. That helps separate the win column. But last night was a rough one. And I kind of figured it's these off nights where it's not, a bunch of big fights. It's a situation where things can go either way. You got 4 fighters making UFC debuts. The card seems kind of thrown together, and anything can happen. And it didn't go our way. That's for sure. Now, as we jump into the Q&A, Legend Agility says, they got Alex to Belfast. This is a joke. You're right. This is a joke. He should have had a title shot by now. Talking about Khamzat Chimaev. And yeah, Khamzat should have had a title shot by now. We're just sitting around and waiting and waiting. Nobody wants to fight him. The guy's got to jump into cryptocurrency to make a buck, even though he's a big-time UFC fighter, one of the biggest trending fighters in the game right now. Sasay says, is there any way Dreykus can even beat Izzy? ? Probably not. Turtle Boy says, I'm sure the UFC has a plan for Khamzat in the future. He's only 28 years old, and when he takes over, he'll take over. Yeah, but so now the trajectory is that he's going to be 30 before he gets a title shot. Potentially. And what are we doing? So he fights Costa, and then he's going to have to wait for Whitaker versus Adesanya 3. And then, Whitaker wins, potentially, and then we got a rematch, Adesanya versus Whitaker 4, and Khamzat's just waiting. And Trey, I really don't want to see Robert versus Adesanya 3. I know, everybody's tired of these rematches, man. Looking at Song Yadong versus Ricky Simone's prediction. Says Cisa 22 says, this aged well. Yeah, we got that one wrong. Jordan May, easy pick for Yadong. Well, I wish somebody would have told me. Kenneth Bruner weighing back in on Khamzat. The more I think about it, the more I think 205 can make the most sense for Khamzat. Yes. How about Khamzat calls out Pereira? They both have their first fight at 205 against each other. Khamzat runs through him in about 45 seconds, and then it's straight to a title shot. Against who? ? Izzy most likely. Izzy is running away from Khamzat with all of the Duplessis nonsense. Force him into a corner if he wants to pull the 205 crap. Guess who's in 205 now? Nowhere to run. And, I feel Kenneth Bruner. This is kind of desperation for us fans, right? We just want to see a fight. We just want to see Khamzat fight. And we really thought when he beat Gilbert Burns, like, this is it. He's number 3 now. There's only 2 guys above him. You know, you got Colby Covington and one other, and then you had Usman. Leon Edwards is up there where he won the title, so you still got the same 3 guys ahead of him. And nothing's happening because now you got Colby getting the title shot, so now it forces Khamzat up. He's going to beat Paulo Costa. Then he's still just number 6. So it's just a waiting game. Just seems to be going forever. And while he's waiting, he cannot get a fight for his life. So I understand why the fans are highly upset, agitated, pissed off, whatever it may be. It's kind of ridiculous, man. It's kind of, and even if you don't like Khamzat, you still want to see him fight because you get tired of guys like me talking about it, right? You want to see him lose, so someone like me maybe shuts up. And granted, if he did lose, it could slow me down, but the bottom line is we all want to see what will happen, and we can't see what will happen if he's sitting on the sidelines. So it's just crazy, man. It's just crazy. But that's what we got for you today. We got UFC 288 on deck. We haven't even got into that, but we will this week. Make no mistake about it. For now, it's your boy Chris Cross. Have a great day and God bless. As always, peace.